Hello, everybody. This is Veek's Day Off. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. And today we are back with some more RuneScape money making techniques. This is going to be part of a mini series where I go over some of the maybe not lesser known money making techniques, but ones that haven't been covered recently or aren't often covered. Obviously, I started with Gnome Restaurant. If you want to check that out on the channel if you haven't seen it already, I went over 1 hour's worth of Gnome Restaurant. But today we will be doing Pickpocketing Elves in Prifddinas. This is a technique I've used for a while on my own account, just because personally I'm not big into bossing. I don't really like grinding bosses, trying to make a bunch of money doing that. I know it's very effective, but I'm personally just not really into it. I'm more into the skilling and questing side, and so when a opportunity like this, Pickpocketing Elves, comes up and I can do this for making money, I mean, it works for me. It may not work for everyone, and I understand that. But if you do like skilling, and at this rate, pretty AFK skilling for this particular strategy, then I think it's a decent idea to start to look into to figure out if this is really worth it for your time, for the money you make and the XP you get. The XP is pretty dang good. It's definitely not the best it's definitely not the best thieving XP you can get from any source. There are a lot better sources you can get if you're just looking for purely XP. I'm not really looking too much for XP. I'm already at virtual level 110, but it does get a good amount and just collects. So if you're going for like 200 mil or something, this is definitely not the strategy. There are a lot better ways you could do it. But if you're just trying to casually get up your thieving level and you're already really high in thieving, you might as well. I mean, it'll also make you money while you're doing it. Uh, in terms of money making, it really depends on how well certain things that are dropped by these elves are selling on the GE at the time. Uh, this used to be very good back because Malir drops crushed bird's nests, and when crushed bird's nests used to be worth a lot of money, you could make a good chunk of money just from selling the nests from pickpocketing the Malirs. But as you all know, due to new bosses and new drops, the prices of bird's nests just took a shit a couple of years ago, and so now instead of being worth a couple K each, all around almost, I mean, in the over 1K per nest, now that's worth only like a few hundred coins. So it really depends on how well certain things sell. I normally see that the best clans to pickpocket are like Amlod, Kadarn, Ioworth. You get a lot of potions from those, and also you get divination essence that sells pretty well as portents of restoration that sell pretty well. Ithil is pretty good. They have soft clay, which sells for decent, but the other, and you can also get harmony dust. But but either way, you can choose which ones you like the most, whether you have specific drops you want, or if you're just going for money, you can look into them. This is an hour's worth, and this is an hour's worth of pickpocketing. I go I go through all of the districts once, and then I go and focus on just the ones that I think make the most money and I think are the best for me to be pickpocketing to make money and get XP. But as you can see, we're almost done with the first loop around. We're in Ioworth right now, trying to get some good drops from them. They have a lot of the potions, as I said before. You can also get some sharks. But now, since we just finished that up, we're just going to be going to the higher grossing ones, Kadar and Amlod. Uh, and so that's probably the best way to do it if you're trying to make the most money. Just focus on those. You just have to be careful that if you only have like three different districts you want to go to, you may have to have some idle time in there because there's a 10-minute grace period after you get caught where you aren't allowed to pickpocket from them. So you may run into idle time, uh, but that's up to you. Other things you might want, legendary five-figure discount, which I do have on this, which I do have on at the moment during the recording here. But Crystal Mask, haven't completed the Light Within, so I cannot do that. But if you've completed that quest and you can cast Crystal Mask, that will definitely help boost your profits. But we are almost done with this hour's worth of pickpocketing. We're about to move over to the Amlon district for the second time. This is also a really good district to pickpocket from because you can get Signs of the Porter, which are very good with the Grace of the Elves necklace. If you have that and you need Signs of the Porter, then this is a pretty good way to get them. I have hundreds of them in my bank from just doing this pickpocketing. But we are approaching the end where I'm going to sell everything and on the GE and then figure out how much money we make. We end up getting right around 700K's worth of just coins from pickpocketing. And then once we hit the GE and sell everything else, we end up with uh, around just about 1.5 mil for the hour, which is kind of low. It's pretty low, but we do get a good amount of thieving XP, and uh, we can also get the portents of the Signs of the Porter and other things, some Motherlode Moss shards. So in the end, it's a decent strategy, but there are a lot better ones out there. But if you do like a rather AFK strategy, this might be the one for you, or you might need to look into it further for more AFK strategies. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and look forward to me producing more of these videos and more money making strategies in the future. Thank you and see you later.